Was your first introduction to Bitcoin through the lens of like the Federal Reserve and central banking and monetary policy, or was it through Lightning and streaming payments and being able to make smaller payments or larger ones on the internet?
My introduction came just around the birth of Bitcoin.
Mm.
And because I was doing the podcast, people kept saying, "Hey, this is a cool thing. You should look into it, Bitcoin." And I was in a different headspace. Couldn't really, like, I don't know. But people gave me, I had a wallet, like a Bitcoin Core running on an old Mac. I had 65 Bitcoin in there. And I just had that laying around at one point. I don't know. And one point, in addition to the podcast, I was day trading on NASDAQ. I'm like, oh, I'm going to fund this with that Bitcoin. It's like 900. It's like $1,000 now. I'm just going to sell all that shit. So I sold 65 Bitcoin for $1,000. Feel very bad about that. But but I didn't understand it. And in fact, we would say on the show, well, you can't pay us in Bitcoin because I can't pay my rent in Bitcoin. I really had not. I'd never looked at the white paper, nothing. So I didn't do the investigative work. When Bitcoin went to 10,000, it got my attention
Yeah.
because I sold 65 Bitcoin at 1,000. I'm like, well, I fucked up. What did I do wrong? I won't let that happen again. And I didn't. I learned. I paid attention. I really watched what was going on. And then during the pandemic, when Bitcoin went sub $4,000, my wife and I said, let's not make this mistake. And we went in and we stepped in sizably, and we've done dollar cost averaging ever since. And along with that came that from that moment, I was already seeing the Lightning Network, which, was just kind of its infancy. And so I bought a Raspberry Pi. I put together a Raspberry Blitz full node. And that's really when the joy started. I'm like, oh, because I wanted to have a wallet, something at home, and I wanted to have, I want it to be a home node, and it came with Lightning, and so I started learning about Lightning, and then I saw, oh, you can program this money. Holy fuck! What the things I can do. I found LN bits. I'm like, holy, look at this shit! Look at the shit you can do with this LN bits. Like, this is incredible. This is real, and this is for, like, I'm not a software developer. I can write some little bits. I can certainly understand and parse most of what's happening. It goes back to my wires in the projects board. I can always visualize how the thing operates, and that just blew me away. And that it all came at the same time, And then I called Dave. I said, "Dude, we're gonna put this shit in to our index," because we had been just building the index. We didn't even have the API ready for months. It took a while to get all the feeds and get everything started, and it was just like, and we both looked at this like, this is unbelievable. This is so cool. And that was it. So the introduction was very early on. I had a harsh lesson, a good lesson for me, and now I'm also, because of my education, my Bitcoin background, I'm able to concentrate more on really the psychological effects. So with the boostograms, and this is something that goes along with that. Oh crap! Yeah, people do want to support value for value. People say things like, "This is the most fun I've had parting with my money." In fact, I'm going to do a T-shirt. I monetize trolls because I get troll boostograms too. Like, hey, you suck, man. All right. Hey, thanks for the 1,000 sats.
Yeah.
That's good for me, bitch. Boost me more. So, and this is psychologically mind-boggling. I know that there's psychologists and psychiatrists, and I'm sure that there's names and terms for this type of vibe, but it's a version, I think, of the dopamine hit that the social networks bombard you with to take advantage of you and to mess with your brain. But it's kind of like I can only have horrible examples, and I would hate for me to be quoted like this. But basically, it's difference between crack cocaine and really pure Colombian snow. It's like, this feels so good. I love doing this. I'm spraying sats everywhere, and you get the sats in, and it doesn't matter if it's 30 sats or 30,000 sats. It's like, how cool is it? and you just see, I don't know if in Fountain, but on the helipad now, every time there's even a streaming payment, it flashes green as the number goes up and a little confetti spews down. So you're just looking at your node like, oh, there's some more. Ah, another one came in. Yeah. And it's like 50 sats, 60 sats. It tells me someone's valuing what I did at this very moment. This very moment, someone's listening to what I created and they value it so much, they're sending me little pieces of value back.